Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so this time we're digging into CES 2025. And this is really for you listening in Bangladesh, whether you're a student, just starting your career, or, leading a company.
Yeah, CES was massive this year. Over 4,300 companies, and AI was just everywhere.
Absolutely. And that scale connects directly to this global AI surge, right? The market's hitting almost, what, $391 billion this year?
Exactly. And for Bangladesh, the potential here is, well, seismic.
Mm.
Some studies suggest AI could boost the national GDP by up to 45%. A huge number.
45%. Wow. But there's a bit of a disconnect, isn't there, when we look at the actual adoption data we pull?
There is. Globally, enterprise AI use is around 78%, pretty high.
But in Bangladesh, it drops way down, only about 13.9% for enterprise adoption. That puts businesses a bit behind others in South Asia. It's an adoption gap.
It is an adoption gap, yeah. But you have to look underneath that. Bangladesh actually leads the region when it comes to youth engagement. Something like 65% of people under 30 have had some exposure to AI skills.
Right, so the talent, or at least the potential talent, is there. It's just not fully translating into enterprise use yet.
Precisely. And that's what we want to unpack. We've pulled three key insights from CES that we think show specific ways to, bridge that exact gap.
Okay, let's jump into the first one. Agentic AI. This feels like the next big step. It's not just about asking a chatbot a question anymore.
No, not at all. We're talking about AI systems that can act autonomously.
Yeah.
They can perform complex tasks, make decisions, all without needing a specific prompt for every single step.
So they have agency, basically.
Exactly. And the predictions are pretty bold. Experts think these agents could boost operational productivity by maybe 40% globally.
40%. Okay, but how does that apply? I mean, optimizing a global supply chain is one thing, but what about, say, a farm in Bangladesh?
Well, that's where it gets really relevant. We're already
Gotcha.
seeing pilots in Bangladesh using what people are calling agri-agents.
Agri-agents. Tell me more.
Yeah, these are AI systems specifically designed for agriculture. They monitor crops, predict irrigation needs, spot diseases almost instantly, acting on their own.
And the results?
Pretty impressive already. The pilots we looked at have cut crop losses by about 15%.
15%. So it's not just abstract efficiency. It's direct, tangible benefit for a critical sector.
Right. It shows the core tech translates, which brings us neatly to the second insight, AI meeting sustainability.
Okay. Sustainability was another big theme at CES.
Huge. Lots of focus on how AI can optimize energy use, cut carbon emissions, potentially by up to 30% globally in some applications. Think optimizing power grids or building energy systems.
And this feels especially critical for Bangladesh given the climate vulnerability. Something like 70% of GDP is tied to sectors like agriculture, coastal industries.
Exactly. But here's the contrast. Our sources suggest only about 8% of the current AI spending in Bangladesh is actually targeted at climate initiatives.
Only 8%. Why do you think that allocation is so low given the vulnerability?
Well, it often comes down to focusing on maybe more immediate visible ROIs. But the long-term cost of not investing is massive.
Give me an example.
Okay, take weather forecasting. Deploying sophisticated AI for weather and, crucially, flood prediction could save Bangladesh an estimated $500 million annually just by mitigating flood damage.
$500 million a year. That's significant.
It really is. The tech is there. The investment strategy just needs to catch up to the reality of the risk.
All right, so that leads us to the third insight, the synergy between humans and AI, particularly in health and robotics.
Yes, the CES floor was packed with AI-powered wearables, diagnostic tools, offering incredible accuracy. We saw claims of up to 95% accuracy in predicting certain health issues.
And for Bangladesh, the starting point here is actually quite strong, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Healthcare AI adoption, at least in pilot programs, is already around 20%. That's actually the highest in South Asia for pilots.
And it's boosted by the really high smartphone penetration, 85%, right?
Right, which means these kinds of digital health solutions can scale very, very quickly.
And we found a great local example of this working right now, the Manar Bandhu AI chatbot.
Ah, yes, Honor Bandhu. It provides mental health support 24/7 entirely in Bengal.
And the impact.
It's already reached over 50,000 users. And it basically eliminates the waiting times for initial support, which can otherwise be months long. It's AI delivering real human benefit right now.
So tying these three threads together, agentic AI, sustainability, health synergy, what does this mean for you, the listener, for your career, your business?
Well, connecting these trends, the potential economic impact is huge. AI could add something like $15.7 billion to Bangladesh's GDP by 2030.
15.7 billion and potentially create 500,000 new jobs.
Essentially, yes. And this is crucial. Success isn't guaranteed. It depends on how it's adopted, thoughtfully, ethically.
Which means we need to talk about the risks, the checklist. We know globally about 13% of AI projects actually fail because of embedded bias.
Right. And locally, remember that misinformation spike in 2024? It affected, what, 15% of Facebook users in Bangladesh? That's a real risk management challenge for AI deployment.
So, action points. For students, entry-level pros. Maybe look at internships with the 1,000-plus AI startups already active. Get hands-on experience.
Definitely. And for corporate leaders listening, a concrete step to be allocating, say, a strategic 5% of your budget now to pilot programs with agentic AI. The data suggests you could target around a 12% productivity lift just in the first year.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the big takeaways.
1. Agentic AI promises potentially 40% productivity boost globally, with local agri-agents already showing results.
2. AI for sustainability is critical, especially climate tools that could save hundreds of millions annually. There's a gap in current investment focus there.
And 3. Human-AI synergy, especially in health, leveraging high smartphone penetration for things like 95% accurate diagnostics and immediate support like Monarbondu.
We've laid out the potential and some steps, but here's a final thought, a challenge for you to consider. We know data silos are a major roadblock globally, blocking maybe 30% of AI projects.
Access is key.
So the question for you is, how will your organization specifically leverage Bangladesh's unique strengths, that high youth skills exposure, the widespread digital connectivity, to break down those silos effectively? How do you avoid becoming part of that 25% project failure rate, often caused by skills gaps or data hurdles in the region? Something to think about.